Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's energy update. We have such a beautiful reading in store for us this week. We have so many themes around harmonization, around equality, around really bringing this beautiful balance and equilibrium back into our daily lives, and in turn, echoing out this vibration of oneness and love. So I am so excited to dive in. We have some really beautiful themes this week. So let's get to it. So what we have here is a long period of stress is over. You made it through the long night of the soul. Darkness and division. Equality now rules. Equal pay, equal balance. The scales must be turned in the people's favor. No more, no more. People are crying out for belonging. Can you feel the heavy hearts of mankind? The heart is now stirred into action, taking action on behalf of the people. What story are you meant to share? Share love regularly. Don't hold yourself back anymore. So let's pause here. What an amazing intro to our week. So a lot of us might have been noticing this big theme of peace that has been dropping in, this rise in needing fairness, needing the balance of the scales. And I feel like a lot of us, not just on a world scale, are seeing this, but also in our daily lives where things have been dysregulated, where things have not been fair in your life. And this can stir a lot of disruption. This can stir a lot of anger and resentment. And I feel like the past few months, we've been really getting this stir up. They're kind of showing me this whip up of all this energy, almost like a dust storm that just whips up and you're like, whoa, where did that come from? So if you've been noticing this mix up of energy, this stir up, this chaos in your life that has been stirring up your anger, that has been stirring up this theme of injustice or dysregulation and disharmony in your life, it has all been for this greater purpose to help release this for good and to help you bring back this restoration and peace to your life, and in turn echo out that vibration of love back into the world. So we're really getting this huge wake up call. We're getting this huge eye-opening download this week where we start seeing that this is so much bigger than just ourselves. What we've been working on the past few months, the things that we've been doing, the changes that we've been making, and the efforts we've been pursuing have all been for this higher purpose. And it's so funny because they're showing me how the universe has planted these destinies, these longings, these dreams into each of our hearts that are very much in alignment with this collective need for peace and love and healing. So a lot of us light workers, we know that. We know we're here for a reason. We know we're here to anchor in more love. So we have to learn how to do that. We need to learn how to actually be total and complete love. And that is not always easy, especially because we're human. We have human lives. We have imperfect lives. We have challenges. We have things that happen in our lives that can cause a lot of this disharmony. And we might want to be human sometimes and give into that. And that's why I feel like the past few months we've had this really strong energy of get out your anger. Get out all of this energy that you've been holding on from your past, from the injustice you've endured, from the injustice you see. If this has been really heavy on your shoulders, it's time to release this. So they're kind of showing me this big collective exhale where it's like, whew, and we're releasing it all out at once. And it's really cool because the universe is ready for this. Now, if some of you have been listening to these updates for some time, I did a light worker update probably about a few months ago now. It was very much talking about how the world and the planet Earth is its own entity, and how just like any human being, it also has to have this release, this detoxification process where all of this stuff that doesn't resonate, that isn't good, that isn't healthy, and doesn't serve the highest good has got to come out and has to be seen and acknowledged to be first detoxified out. So this is the process that we're seeing. This is the process that we're in, is this rebirth process where all of this stuff is going to come to the light to be released. But once again, we need to be very careful, and they're kind of showing me the need for boundaries this week, that we don't start participating in this detox in the sense of focusing solely on the toxins, focusing solely on what's not going right, okay? This is coming forward for us to acknowledge, to see how toxic it is, and then to let it go. Okay? I cannot stress this enough. If you are going to be love on earth, if you want to actually help heal this planet, if you want to do your divine purpose, then you need to learn love. So we have to be willing to see this side of things and not attach to it, not let it hurt us anymore, and to let go of your anger. Okay, in turn, your pain. So how do we do this? This week, we're being called to connect with your why, to connect with your personal story in this world. What is your personal story? What is it that you've had to triumph over? What is it that you've had to come through in this life? And how has this been a catalyst for you to become who you are? How has this been that rebirth experience for you? Because they're showing me that through pain, we were forged into who we have become, right? So we need to start seeing this big picture view this week, and it's actually really important. And we cannot lose sight of our greater purpose here, to be love. So we have to take a very strong look at ourselves this week. Are we promoting division? Are we promoting disharmony? Are we promoting hate? And if so, why? Why? Connect with your anger. Connect with what you've come through and go, is there anything left over from my past that I am allowing to dysregulate my love, that I'm allowing to taint my love, that I'm allowing to still hurt me, right? So they're showing me how we have to start healing from this pure motivation of love. We cannot heal the world. We cannot heal others. We cannot help others, even ourselves, if the motivation is not pure, not to the degree we want. So if you want to heal the world, you need to learn how to be love. So they're showing me this deep cleansing that is taking place, this deep detoxification of our minds, our bodies, our emotions, our energies, so we can start being this shining beacon of light that is moved by the motivation of love, that is embodying this unconditional love. Okay? So this week we might start waking up to injustices. We might start seeing things in the world or in our personal lives and going, this isn't okay. And that is exactly where you're meant to be. You're exactly meant to be in this moment where your anger can be surged, where it can be acknowledged, and in turn your hurt and your pain can be acknowledged. But once again, we need to learn how to properly transmute these energies. So they're kind of telling me this process, okay? So what do we do? Your anger is sacred. Your anger is holy. Your hurt is valid. So we need to start with acknowledging these things. Non-judgment, okay? We cannot be acknowledging these things and then cast them in judgment. I shouldn't feel this way. I know I need to be unconditional love. Okay, this is where the freedom needs to come in. We can't just cast every negative emotion we have in this mindset, right? We don't want toxic positivity here. We do not want bypassing here. So this week, if your anger rises, good, okay? This reading is not meant to shame your anger. Absolutely not. Your anger is valid. Your anger needs a voice. Your pain needs a voice. So I'm seeing us acknowledge this anger and then getting it out, okay? So don't bottle it up anymore. This is the time for this great exhale, this great release. Whew. Let it out. Let it go. Okay? So we need to have this intent. Oh, I'm angry. Okay, this is actually a really good thing because that means I'm accessing these lingering emotions, these lingering pains and hurts that now need to be cleared. So they're showing me constructive ways to get out this anger. So first, once more, acknowledge it. So whether you journal about it, whether you talk about it, whether you do it through movement, they're kind of showing me boxing, they're showing me, punching the air, they're showing me like physical movement to get it out. And then screaming, right? Like, get it out. Use your voice. Scream on the top of your lungs. Get out whatever is bothering you this week, okay? Because there's going to be things that are going to bother you, that are going to trigger you this week. So they're really showing me this is all divinely sent to help you get it out. So your anger needs a voice. Your anger needs this catalyst. So take it. Let yourself feel it unapologetically and get it out into the universe. And then the pain's going to come because anger is that guise of pain. It's masking the pain. So then we need to go into the pain. We need to have this big release. Okay, so they're showing me to call in your guides, or call in Archangel Michael, call in Archangel Raphael. Okay, so Michael and Raphael are amazing to team up together because Michael will help you clear any negativity, will help you clear any lingering heaviness. And then Raphael is so good to help us heal. Okay, so to help us heal and to feel. Okay, we need to feel to heal. So they're just showing me this team up. Okay, so call in these angels to help you this week, to help you release any negativity, to help you release your pain and to feel your pain so you can set it free. Now, what's so beautiful about this is they were actually showing me how we have to send love to these parts of ourselves. We have to send love to the situation. So if there's a situation that is really, really bothering you, how can you send love to it? How can you ask your guides, please lay your healing hands on this situation that's bothering me so I can bring back harmony and peace, not only to myself, but to the situation. So they're just showing me, look at how your energy really affects your life. So we need to start learning the tools of how to change the energy, change our perspectives, to change things back to this energy of love, okay? So they're really showing me this empowerment that comes in because we start realizing we're not a victim to our pain anymore. We're not a victim to these circumstances. There's something we can do about it. So once we get out the anger, we get out the pain, then we come to this understanding, oh my gosh, well, what can I do? How can I send love here? What can I do to be the epitome of love here? Okay, so it's really amazing. So this is pulling on our heartstrings, okay? And this is what's so cool is we're starting to realize this no more, okay? People are starting to say no more of this inequality, no more of this injustice, no more, okay? And this is the point that humanity's got to get to is where we're going to stand up and say no more. I am ready to live a life of love. I am ready to do my duty to this planet Earth and to humanity. So they're showing me this pulling on our heartstrings because we're seeing the suffering. We're seeing all the people in this world who need love, okay? And we're recognizing more anger, more hate is not the answer. It is not the answer. So once again, they're kind of saying like, own your responsibility to the earth here and go, okay, what am I promoting? Right? What's in my vibrations? This is why it's so important that our motives are pure before we take action. See? It's not, they're wrong, I'm right. No, that is promoting disharmony. Right? So we have to come back. What is unconditional love? What would unconditional love do? So this is where we're getting this detoxification process first. We're getting all that hatred out. We're getting all that anger out. We're getting all the pain out. And then we can reconnect with our truth, which is unconditional love. So then we're going to start seeing this amazing ability that each of us have and why we're here and how we can help. So our heart is getting stirred into action, which is so, so beautiful. And they're actually kind of showing me this lifelong journey that many of us have had where we have endured a lot of injustice, a lot of suffering. And that's very typical. If you were a light worker, a lot of us have not had an easy path. We've had to learn so much, right? So we can help others, so we can help advance humanity in love. So we're starting to recognize that we've had all these situations for a reason. And it's got us to this point now where we are in a new timeline. So as I've kept saying, reading after reading recently, you're in a new life, okay? All of us have had these major upgrades in our lives, and they're showing me how things are actually smoothing out. So as turbulent as things seem, they're kind of just showing me it is a lot of it outside of you in a way. So a lot of us, we're starting to notice that our personal lives are starting to iron out. We're starting to get the clarity we need so we can step into our personal greatness and authenticity. So we're still going to see things go on. We're probably still going to have our challenges, but it's all like liberating us because it's awakening us to what is not in harmony with our true selves, okay, aka love. So as we get this awareness, we start realizing, well, I now have this knowledge and I'm now in this position where I finally kind of regulated my life out. I'm finally in my full authenticity. And I want to help others get there. I want to help others reconnect with love. And once again, this beautiful motivation drops in from the right place where it's like you're finally in full alignment with your heart. You're finally in full alignment with the truth, with the one of all. So if you're struggling with that, ask to connect with Oneness this week, okay? Because once again, they're kind of showing me that you're seeing a lot of outside noise that's very dysregulated, that's very disharmonious, and it's bothering you. So a lot of us light workers, if we don't have this happening in our personal lives, we're seeing it out in the world, and it's bothering us. We're taking it on, and they're just showing me all this grief because it's like, oh, the people, all these people, I just want to pick them up and love on them and just help them see, right? And this is that beautiful act of compassion, this action that starts being stirred up in your heart because you're like, I don't want anyone else to go through what I experienced. I don't want anyone else to forget how loved they are, how beautiful they are. And this beautiful birth happens where it's like, I'm now ready to shine and I'm ready to help wipe these tears from the people's faces, to help them really realize they are loved. They're not alone. And I'm willing to stand beside them. So see this beautiful catalyst. So we see all this pain and suffering in the world, but this is actually what's needed sometimes to make real change, is we have to see all this hurt, all this suffering, so we can be moved to make actions. The right actions that are coming from this space of unconditional love. So how can you help? Okay? How can you acknowledge this pain in your heart, this hurt in your heart, this empathy that you're feeling for the others in your life and in the world? And how can you take action? What are you here to do? Okay? So what's so amazing is we have what channeled here. Don't hold back anymore. Share your love regularly. So how can you share your love today? And they're really saying, like, don't overcomplicate this, but how can every single day you contribute love? What's one little thing you can do every day that promotes this energy of love, that helps you help others? And they're showing me you being moved into a position of power. Wow, they're just showing me like checkmate on a chessboard. So it's like you are being moved into position. Okay? So you don't have to worry about this. That's what I'm getting. Like, some of us are wanting to mentally figure it out and be like, what do I do? What are the practical steps? They're like, no. Keep promoting peace. Keep being in the energy of love. Keep harnessing your frequency of love. Ground that frequency of love within your life. That is what we need you to focus on. We will take care of the rest. And they're actually showing me the universe is moving you. It is guiding you. You don't have to worry, okay? All you have to do is listen and trust, because you're going to be getting profound downloads this week. I'm really getting that, where it's like, oh, and they're actually showing me like things just like come together where you're like, oh my gosh, the synchronicity. And you're like, oh my gosh, things are really aligning. Things are dropping right into place. And now I see why all these things I did brought me here. And it's kind of this mind-blowing moment. They're showing me this mind-blowing moment, be like, oh my God, I had no idea until this moment how everything literally was divinely guided. It's amazing. Woo, I'm getting chills. So this is what's so incredible this week is, yes, we're going to see some of this darkness stir up around us, but we are the catalyst for growth. That is why you are here. So please, whatever you do, do not get caught up in what's not working, what's not going right. Don't get sucked into the darkness, into the hate. Take a stand. Say, no. I'm not going to fall into this trap. I'm going to promote peace. I'm going to promote alignment, equality, love. And I'm going to anchor that in every single day into my energy, into my frequency. And it is amazing what this does, not only for others and the world, because we're pumping out that light, we're pumping out that love. This changes your life. Because they're like, as you serve others, others serve you. And they're actually showing me this. The more you embody this unconditional love in your life, the more it is generated in your own life. The more your needs are automatically met. The more you put out this vibration of love, the more it is anchored into your manifestations. So everything that is birthed from this pure motivation is now tenfold. Okay, so they're showing me your manifestations like, wow, like pew, 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 like just one after the other. Here you go. Here you are. It's like magic. You are so magnetic by being in this energy. So realize that this also serves you. A lot of times we can forget that because we're like, well, I have to give everything to others and I need to do this for others. But realize this meets your needs too. Okay? Don't lose sight of that. We've been learning self-respect. We've been learning how to anchor in love in our own lives. So don't lose sight of that. Okay? Don't overgive either. that is also stepping out of the energy of love. That is not maintaining love for yourself. So this is where things are being balanced out. And I thought it was super interesting that they specifically said equal pay. I thought that was really interesting. So the opening lines here, equality now rules, equal pay, equal balance. The scales must be turned in the people's favor. So this was really interesting. So I'm actually seeing how light workers, you are going to be paid for your services. Okay? You are going to receive what you need by being who you are, by sharing what you're sharing. So everything you put out is coming back tenfold, okay? And once more, you're now in this vibration where you can actually welcome that. You've released so much that you're now open. They're actually showing me your energy field being so open to welcome this in. It has the space now. So if you have a bit of this release this week, realize once again, this is good. This is really good because this is getting this out so I can return to love and welcome more abundance, right? So what an amazing thing. We are going to be balancing the scales in this energy as well, the giving and receiving. So the heart chakra is going to be full-blown center this week. So notice any of the wounding there that's coming up to clear, and then fill that space with as much love as you possibly can. So don't hold back from your love anymore. Share love regularly. So notice, where do you hold back love? Where are you still trying to protect yourself? And where do those guards now need to come down and trust needing to come in? Because you don't have to trust everyone you come across. And they're kind of showing me this. We're learning this lesson. Like before, we were really closed off where we're like, I'm not trusting anybody. No one's getting into my heart. But now we're learning we want to share our heart. But then it's like, but I also got to be mindful of people. Like not everybody's going to be trustworthy, right? But they're kind of showing me, you don't have to worry about that. We got you. Okay. So the universe is now like, trust us. Trust us. And trust your intuition, because they're just showing your intuition is just loud and clear. It's like, hello, hello. So you're going to get that very strong message. So you don't have to trust other people necessarily. Trust the universe and where it's guiding you and to the people and connections it connects you with, okay? So it's time for peace to be recognized, peace to bloom, okay? So they're kind of showing me that some of us are feeling shaky, like even though we're on solid ground. So once again, we might have this trepidation that comes in this week where it's like, oh my gosh, okay, I have to share myself. I have to take the leap and be like, oh, this is how I want to help. And how can I help you? Like they're kind of just showing me you offering your love. But what's so funny is I just keep hearing like, jump in, like jump, take the leap, okay? Jump into love. Stop worrying about yourself. Start thinking about how this is going to help the world. So once again, once we take the focus off ourselves and how we feel, if we're scared, if we're nervous, and then we start realizing, well, it's not just me here. The universe is guiding me. The universe gave me these gifts. The universe is connecting me with these individuals for a reason. So how can I help them? And they're kind of just showing me when you focus on the service aspect, everything just falls into place. When you focus on the trusting the universe is going to show up for you, trusting that everything's going to be there for you, you don't even worry anymore. You release this energy of anxiety and you realize, hey, I actually am on solid ground here. I am actually safe. There's nothing for me to worry about anymore. There's nothing for me to protect myself from anymore. So it's time for peace to be recognized. So are you recognizing it? Okay. It's time for peace to bloom. What will it take for peace to fall over your life? Make the course corrections now. So yeah, if there's anywhere you were feeling not at peace, what needs to be corrected? What needs to shift? What needs to now change so you can restore that harmonization in your life? So from there, we have revenge is not the way. Now is the time to grow in greater spheres of love, in unity and abundance. Okay, delight not in darkness, but in the light. Okay, this was interesting. So once again, we're going to see this on a world scale, and we will see this in our personal lives as well. A lot of this energy of like, I want to get back. I want this person to pay. And that's a very human reaction. So without repeating myself from all that we went through at the beginning of this reading, they're just really hammering this point home this week. Like, notice where you're actually delighting in that, where it's like, oh man, I would just soak that in. If this person got their karma, I would just be so delighted. But they're like, that's not really who you are. That's not really what you want, really. And they're kind of giving this awareness to how you've already won, right? So they're showing me that a lot of these people who are very low vibrational energies and how they're still low vibrational. And it's like, well, they're kind of already still suffering. They haven't come out of their situation. They haven't been able to come to these elevated spheres of love. And that's why a lot of people hurt people, is because they're acting from their wounding. They're acting from their own hurt. So instead of delighting in that and being like, oh, I hope they get more, where can you be like, wow, actually, my life's pretty good. My life is actually wonderful. I've actually come to this amazing space in my life where I have found love, where I have the right connections. I have peace. I have love. So I can let go of this. I don't need to delight in people's hurt. I don't need to participate in people's hurt or project that hurt to them. I can see that I've actually already won. And they're like, reframe your perspective. Really be careful this week. Be very, very careful where you are delighting in this revenge energy, where you are wanting to be in this revenge energy. And once again, this is the release of the holy anger, okay? Your anger is holy. Your anger is valid. But now it's time to choose love. Okay, so delight not in darkness, but in the light. So be very mindful where you're focusing that attention. Now, this was also very cool because they're showing me how there's also been this division within ourselves. So every time that we wish harm on someone else, we're actually wishing harm on ourselves, okay? So they're kind of showing me that this mirroring. So what parts within yourself need love? Your inner world is projecting your outer world. Where is the wound? Where is the pain, the disharmony, this dysregulation? Send love there. So if you notice this revenge energy, this, I really want to get back at this person, or I really wish them bad karma, notice within yourself, like, where is this coming from? Okay, where is there actually this a projection of my internal view? Okay, so they're actually showing me this rejection of parts of ourselves. Now, this was super deep, so follow with me here. But what came through was rejection of your past. It is now time to become whole within your past, in your present and your future, taking solidified action. So this was cool because they were showing me the oneness aspect again. So how can you start embodying the wholeness of your life? So if there's no such thing as time, you're actually your past, your present, and future simultaneously. Now that can be a bit of a mind-blowing perception, but this is what they want us to think about this week. How can I harmonize all parts of my life and myself right now? So if you are rejecting others, where are you rejecting yourself and some parts of yourself? Where are you hating on parts of your life and parts of yourself? Okay? And they're actually showing me the remedy here is to send love to those parts and to welcome them back home, because the moment you heal those past wounds that are being projected out on others, okay, and just so you know, those people who triggered you in the past were purposely doing that, divinely led those people to trigger you to heal this wound, okay? And they're showing me this is a lot bigger than we realize, because a lot of us, these are past life energies. These are karmic wounds, right? So that's maybe why they've been really hard to heal. But they're showing me that we're seeing beyond just the outer shell of this, and we're getting to the core. We're starting to see, oh, why am I hating on this person? Is it really the person? Or is there something being mirrored to me here? Where am I hating on myself? Where am I delighting in anger and hurt and pain? And where am I delighting in rejection of others and in rejection of myself? So they're kind of showing me someone who's wanting to cut off their past and just leave it behind and be like, I don't even want you anymore. Go away. I hate you. I hate looking at you. And they're like, no, we need to change the energy of this. How can you send love to your past? How can you send love even to the people who hurt you? Okay? This is going to also change your life because we're changing our energy. We're no longer going to have this vibration of, I hate this. I hate my past. I need to escape my past. We're learning to welcome it back home. So this is so much bigger than we think. This is an internal harmonization that's also taking place this week, where we start harmonizing these parts of ourselves that we formerly rejected, and we're welcoming them back home. We're going to our former selves and being like, you know what? You did the best you could, and I'm going to love you anyway. And I'm going to love this part of my life, and I'm going to send love to this part of my life, even though it was so hard and it was so painful. I have the choice now of changing my perspective, right? So it's beautiful. So what came next here was take a stand in love. So this is where we have to make a very strong conscious decision to choose love regardless, right? Even when it's hard. And this doesn't mean bypassing. Once again, you have to feel your emotions and get them out so then you can come back to this space, okay? So what parts of you need love? All right, send love there. So if there's specific things that pop up, they're kind of showing me dreams might come through this week, where you dream and you are taken back to a certain situation in your life, or you have a memory pop up and you're like, wow, where'd that come from? And it bothers you. Like, don't just walk away from that. Go, oh, okay, this is actually still bothering me. So send love there. And how you can do that is asking the universe. Once again, asking your guides to help you, because sometimes that can be really hard for us. How on earth do I send love to this situation? It was awful. Or this person was awful. You know, we know that might be the last thing we want to do is send love to this. But they're kind of showing me, ask for help. So ask the universe, please send love to this on my behalf. Please help shift the energy along so I can release this and heal this, so I can come back to unity, so I can come back to love, right? So realize it's not all on you. You're doing massive healing work, and you are healing lifetimes, right? So we have to start recognizing how big this is. So where you hate on another, you hate on yourself. So take a look at that non-acceptance wound. Where is it still not okay for you to be yourself? This was interesting. So once again, we're going to get this very large a wake-up call to where we don't feel accepted, where equality is not the norm, where it's bothering us, this inequality, this injustice. So they're kind of saying, like, once again, if any of this comes up, go within. Okay, inner research brings answers. Seeing that you've actually been loved all along. You just lost your way. And this is where we might wake up to karmic connections to this. So they're kind of highlighting past life healing is happening this week. So you are actually healing centuries of pain in a single lifetime. Have you ever thought about that? That you could actually be healing that much pain in a single lifetime. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about. So love is your birthplace. It is time to come back home. So yes, this week, it is all about coming back to love. It is all about taking a stand in love. It is all about this true embodiment of oneness. It's amazing. We are going to be feeling so much freer after this week. So from there, we have a bit of a switch. A lot of us are going to be busy, okay? So they kind of mentioned, once again, we're going to see this theme of balance coming in. So a lot of us are going to get busy. We might have stress that comes in, but they're really saying like, focus on those areas that are of stress to you and really be mindful of that. So they actually were showing me a journaling practice where any kind of stress trigger you get this week, you write it down and then take a look at them and be like, wow, okay, where is my source of stress coming from? And they're kind of showing me all these little stresses and then them all going back to this one big stress. So how can you work with those stresses this week and go, why am I still listening to this? Why am I still letting stress rule? Where am I allowing disharmony in my life? And what can I do to correct this? Okay, so they're showing me then putting in this action plan for peace, which is so beautiful. I love this. Action plan for peace. So what do I need to do so I can maintain my inner peace? What is the steps that I need to take? What is one practical step I can do right now, today, to protect my peace? So they're showing me very strong boundaries coming in. They're showing me taking the action you can to resolve a situation. So even if you're like, I don't even know how, well, think of just one little step. What's one little thing you can do? And for some of us, it might literally be just a shift in perspective. It might just be, you know what, I have to let this go until the answer does come. But once again, you need to trust the universe. The universe is providing so big this time, like so big, where it's like, we're here, we're helping you, okay? So there's nothing you need to worry about. So illuminate the way back to balance. Now this was cool because once again, this is going to echo in all these areas. Where is balance coming in your life? So for some of us, it's going to be coming back into our physical bodies. This was really cool. So they're showing me hormonal regulation happening as well. So a lot of us, we might have noticed the physical body and how it's been out of balance when life is out of balance. And then once more, the inner world echoes the outer world. So as we shift this, as we come back to peace, as we start eliminating stress, as we start course correcting our stressors, things start to harmonize again. So they're showing me this through the hormonal channel. So a lot of us, if we've been dealing with dysregulation in our hormones, this might actually start evening out this week. So notice that. So peace restored through non-action. Now you see the light, meeting the body's needs every day. This was cool because they're showing me this very strong choice coming in of dropping into your divine feminine energy, where you're like, you know what, as we start cultivating more peace, the more we're like, I don't want to just force anything anymore. I don't really want to go and force myself to do this or do that. It's like you're starting to take more aligned actions that resonate with you, that resonate with your body. And this is helping you meet your body's needs because you're becoming more aware of them. And you're actually taking the time to address your body's needs. And one of the big things I'm hearing is rest, rest, rest. Play, play, play. So some of us are lacking in those energies. But this week we're like, you know, I want that. I need some rest. I want to play. I want to stop taking life so seriously. And they're even showing this like flexibility that starts coming in with our workout routines, with all this stuff that perhaps we were really rigid with before. And now we're like, I'm ready to flow. And this is actually helping us soar. This is helping us thrive. And we start really seeing past the superficialness because many of us think we need to fit a certain standard to have a happy life. to have a peaceful life. But they're kind of showing me how that's really superficial. It's not true. It's a lie. So even if you have the perfect body, even if you have all the things right and you're doing all the things right, are you going to be able to be satisfied? Are you actually going to be able to be happy? Or are you going to continue that loop of go, 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 do, force, force, force? Or how can you start building a healthy mindset towards your goals, towards your body, a realistic mindset? Because they're showing me that too, of like, okay, come on, like be realistic here. How can you start working with your body as opposed to against it? So once again, they're kind of showing me this example of someone who was like very strictly dieting or very strictly following a very strict workout routine, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they're just showing me that it's actually in detriment to yourself. So it's like, but then they forgot about their hormones. They forgot about their nervous system regulation. They forgot about these key components, their nutrient value. They forgot about all of those things that promote a healthy body. So they're like doing all this strict stuff, but it's not working. And they're like, what the heck? Why isn't this working? Why do I not have the perfect body? And why is my body actually deteriorating? And they're like, because we need you to listen to your body as opposed to listening to outside sources of what you should do, and start listening to your inner guidance, to what your body really needs. So we're once more going to start seeing this balance of the scales and this delight, because they're kind of showing me like when you start meeting the body's needs and you actually are like, oh, I kind of want to listen to my body right now as opposed to everything else. They're almost showing me like, I just want to relax a little. I just want to take a step back for a while. The body starts thriving. And you're like, oh my gosh, okay, I had it all backwards. So they're kind of showing me this amazing mindset shift that we have that once again is returning more to this love and acceptance. And we're becoming more of this mindset where it's like, it doesn't matter so much what you look like. It more matters about how you feel. And so they're really kind of pushing this week to be mindful. Where have you become too hung up on the superficial and not what really matters, which is health, which is how you really feel in yourself. So they're showing me just this amazing progression that we're making. And stepping into this divine feminine energy is creating magic. So what came through next was magnetic energy, attracting your tribe. Humble recognition, a new day has dawned, okay? Success and downpour, revolutionizing the name of the game. You are in your own story now, and you are being protected. It is safe to proceed. Show your face to the world. You bled for this. Claim your success now. I love this so much. So yes, the more we start slowing down and stepping into empowerment, the more magnetic we become, the more we start attracting, not chasing, the more we start trusting and seeing how the universe does provide our every need. And this is so beautiful because they're showing me you're not alone anymore. You are attracting the right people in your life. You're finding your tribe that supports you. You're no longer subscribing to, I have to do everything by myself. You are welcoming these connections. And this is helping you recognize yourself and recognize your own brilliance. So they were showing me a few weeks ago how people were literally like handing you money for your services. This is coming through again, where it's like, you're going to be supported, okay? You're going to be in demand, okay? You are doing something revolutionary. And that's what they're showing me is a lot of us are making these huge strides in our dreams and our unique talents and gifts. And people are here for it because they're waking up to the importance of this. So they're showing me, don't worry, okay? people are going to be paying you. People are going to be showing up, and the right people who genuinely appreciate you and genuinely want to also see you thrive. Okay, so I'm seeing public recognition, I'm seeing success, and it's so funny because when I channeled success and downpour, I was like, that's different. Usually it's a windfall, right? Like windfall of abundance, but it was like downpour. And it was like, it was so intense and so heavy and so saturating that it's going to feel like a downpour of success where it's just like, you know, you get that heavy rain, that downpour. That's exactly what's coming through this week, is this huge shower of success and abundance that you just can't escape. It's just like, wow, here it is. And you are starting to really see how safe you are to proceed, how much you can be amazing at what you do. And people will recognize finally your greatness, because they're showing me this challenge you've had in that, where people have not recognized your brilliance, have not recognized you. And now your face is going to be everywhere. Like they're kind of showing me that, like your face is going to be seen. So notice that. Where are you holding back from showing your face? Where are you holding back from showing up and being like, here I am, right? We have to embody the big and bold this week. That energy, big and bold. It's time to share your gifts. And this is that beautiful motivation that comes in. I'm ready to share. I'm ready to help heal this earth. I'm ready to promote peace. I'm ready to promote love and blast out my light. Blast out my light. And it's so amazing. And once again, they're like, show your face to the world. You bled for this, okay? Claim your success. So yeah, a lot of us have gone through a lot to get to where we are. And now we need to practice embodying this energy of, I deserve this. I deserve this recognition. I deserve the abundance. I'm taking this abundance. I'm claiming this abundance. And it's so amazing. So once again, you bled for this. Take the success. You're here. You've made it. Celebrate it. Celebrate yourself and know that the divine is fully supporting you. So my friends, holy moly, what a reading today. I feel pumped up. I feel like this is an amazing week for us light workers. This is an amazing moment to be alive. This is an amazing time in history to be here. And we are all being put into our places, okay? We are being put into our places. So notice that. Where have I now been moved into this place? Where have I been moved intentionally to be right here? And now all I need to do is shine, right? All I need to do is shine. So my friends, I am sending you all the love in the world and sending you all the joy this week. You got this. If I can be of service to you, please don't hesitate. I've got some amazing new services. I have subscription readings now. So you can get monthly personal readings from me. You can get monthly Reiki from me. You can get monthly Reiki and channeling from me. So very low and affordable rates. So sign up, come in, come get that self-care, come get that love. I do all of these over distance, so you can actually get this sent to you right at home. So connect. I would love, love, love to connect with more of you. So sending you lots of love and light, my friends. Have a great week. Bye-bye.